Hi, why you need to speed up your social media response time and how? That is what we are going to discuss today. Are you responding quickly enough to your customers on social media? Sure, we obviously want to get around to our mentions and messages as soon as they roll in. The reality though, recent research highlights how many brands are dropping the ball when it comes to social responses. And this spells opportunity for businesses that are able to get back to their customers as soon as possible. If you're not sure if you're responding quickly enough on social media, we have got you covered. In this video, we will break down what customers expect in terms of your social media response time and how to speed yours up. Hi, my name is Raj Pavi, and I am the creator of AI Insider, an artificial intelligence powered digital marketing tool which we use in-house to outrank any of our competitors. If you have any issues in ranking or beating your competitors, please don't hesitate to contact us. Our website is www.dcdigitals.com. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I make an SEO related video every day. And turn on the notifications too. What is considered an average response time on social media? For starters, let's look at what customers expect in terms of response time. Here is some fresh data based on the 2020 Sprout Social Index. 40% of customers expect brands to respond within the first hour of reaching out on social media, while 79% expect a response in the first 24 hours. In other words, the majority of customers expect a same-day response from brands on social media. However, note that many brands aren't just struggling to respond in a timely manner. They are struggling to respond at all. Here is a snapshot of our industry-specific data as it pertains to social media responses. Average brand response rates by industry revealed that legal and real estate businesses have their highest average response rate, 29%, while sports have the lowest, 7%. Although phone and email might be seen as priority channels, the boom of social questions isn't going anyway. If anything is poised to spike. Quick responses results in more loyal customers. In short, your social media response time goes hand in hand with customer loyalty. Recent research from Gartner notes that customers are significantly more likely to stick with a brand long-term when their service expectations are met. Repeat customers and brand advocates aren't a sure thing. If you aren't consistent and attentive with your customer care, this rings true on social media as well. And if you're wondering if such speedy responses are possible, look no further than brands such as Glossier. Known for their die-hard fan base, the brand makes a point to rapidly respond to customer concerns via social. Peek the timestamps on this support tweet for references. Speedy customer service gives you a competitive advantage. According to recent Sprout Index data, 44% of consumers also say customer service distinguishes a brand from its peers. Piggybacking on the previous point, having a fast social media response time means keeping customers from bouncing to competitors. Think about it. If a brand fails to respond or leaves a bad taste in your mouth, chances are there is a competitor that's just a tweet or DM away. Poor customer service costs businesses up to $75 billion in the United States alone. As noted earlier, this spells opportunity for companies who can meet and exceed social media response expectations and connect to customers faster. 5 ways to speed up your social media response time. You know that you need to speed things up in terms of responses, but how do you make it happen? Good question, right? Here are 6 ideas to help you put together a social media response plan that addresses customer concerns ASAP. 1. Merge your social community into a single platform. This is the big one. If you're active across social media channels, you're responsible for managing messages, questions, and comments across each of them. For example, Black Milk Clothing provides personalized, timely replies to Twitter and Facebook, all without missing a beat. However, juggling multiple platforms and messages can be messy as more and more replies roll in. Doing so is likewise a potentially huge time sink. That's why brands should consolidate their social communication into a single platform like Sprout Social's Smart Inbox. Rather than jump from Twitter to Instagram and so on, you can monitor your mentions and message history in one place and in real time. Another added bonus of using a tool is that you can collaborate with team members without stepping on each other's toes. Having more folks on your social team allows you to divide and conquer questions from customers, and having a collaboration tool is a great way to reduce your social media response time. Number 2, use suggested replies to address common concerns. When it comes to social questions and comments, chances are you have usual suspects. For example, maybe your product has a particular feature that consumers are often confused about. Perhaps customers have questions about your shipping policy. Either way, having saved and suggested replies handy can help you take care of such questions without having to write them out manually. Here is what suggested replies look like. The idea here isn't to totally copy and paste your social customer services. In reality, brands should find a balance between speed and personalization. Suggested replies can help by maintaining accuracy around key messages like brand voice or product specs, while freeing up more time and bandwidth for your social team to add the personal touch to customer care. Let's look at some real-world examples where suggested replies can be handy. This response from Quip feels like it was written by a human, and perhaps it was, but is general enough that it could have been pre-written. Here is another example from Smile Direct Club. When you're responding to dozens or hundreds of comments per day, having a suggested response in your back pocket is a massive time saver. Number 3, guide your customers to the right support channels. Keep in mind, there is no right way to respond via social media. Don't use your Instagram DMs. Do you exclusively provide support via email, support page, or separate social account? No problem. That said, you need to let your customers know. For example, your social bio is a prime place to remind followers of the best way to reach out, or your company. Here is an example from Corsair's Twitter. The key takeaway is that you shouldn't leave your customers questioning the best way to get in touch with you. Number 4, let chatbots help route questions efficiently. More and more businesses are investing in social media automation, and rightfully so. Specifically, companies are using chatbots to engage with customers as soon as they reach out. Bots enable you to have an instant social media response time, albeit without an in-person representative present. Even so, chatbots are ideal for any combination of the following: showcasing your knowledge base, addressing basic and frequently asked questions, routing your customers to the appropriate support channel like email, live chat. And setting up chatbot isn't reserved solely for big businesses anymore. You can actually set up a message bot yourself or with the help of Sprout's own bot builder. Number 5, prioritize your social mentions based on urgency. As noted earlier, social mentions obviously shouldn't be ignored or fail by the wayside. But remember that some mentions and messages are more important than others. For example, companies need to be able to prioritize messages that are going to impact your bottom line or reputation versus friendly shoutouts. Response time is critical when dealing with a potential social media crisis, such as an outrage or offensive post that goes viral. When looking at your mentions, pick your battles and decide what needs your attention right now. This all speaks to the importance of consolidating your social mentions into an efficient inbox and not having to jump between platforms to respond. Number 6. Set benchmarks to improve your average response time. There are plenty of social media metrics that you are probably already tracking, but what about your average response time? Much like you strive to boost your engagement rate or follower count, you should likewise understand what your social response times look like so you can improve it. But until you start actively tracking your response metrics, you will never know where you stand. You can see friend and sender how many messages you have sent and received, what your reply rate is, and your average response time in minutes. You can even drill down further to see how individual employees are performing in terms of their response time. Based on these metrics, you can better understand your benchmarks in terms of responses and what actions you need to take to improve. The end result is a data-driven approach to social media that prioritizes getting back to customers in a timely manner. And with that, we wrap up our guide. How fast is your social media response time? The faster you respond to your customers and followers, the better. With the tips above and tools such as Sprouts, you can put together a social media response time plan that finds the perfect balance between personalization and speed. That's all for today. I hope you use this information to speed up your response time with your social media accounts. And this is Raj Pavi, and if you need any social media assistance or digital marketing assistance, please don't hesitate to contact us at www.dcdetails.com. Thank you so much. I will see you guys tomorrow.